So as most of you know, I love 3D printing helmets and replica props and basically anything cosplay related. And I also love resin 3D printing miniatures and statues like this Gambit bust here. However, the one thing that I absolutely despise is the mess that these things make when it comes to sanding them. Well, that all changes today with this quick one-day build or return a large clear tote bin into our sanding box. Now, I've actually had this same idea for quite a while now. Last year I ended up buying a large sandblasting cabinet from Harbor Freight, but unfortunately, those are fairly expensive and they're kind of heavy and a pain to deal with. And it just so happens that I saw another content creator that had posted over on Instagram about creating a sanding bucket basically out of one of these clear bins. And I thought, you know what? We can do the same thing, but incorporate some 3D printed components with it. So the very first thing that I did was run out to my local Walmart to see if I could find a large storage tote that was not only clear, but also had a clear top and hopefully had some smooth, flat sides for us to work with. That's gonna be critical when it comes to actually installing some of those 3D printed components on the sides of our storage tote. And there were lots of different options to choose from. However, I ended up finding this one from Sterilite that has these little valve gasket there along the top that should help contain any kind of dust or debris inside our container. Next, I went over to the cleaning section to see what kind of gloves I could find, and there was a bunch of different options, so I picked up a few. I want these to be slightly oversized as well, so that I can easily slide my hands in and out of the gloves. And I also ordered a few that are arm length off of Amazon as well, just to see exactly which are gonna be the best option to work with when it comes to this sanding bin. And I think this Sterilite storage bin is gonna work really well for what we're looking to do with this because it has these really nice flat sides on it so that we can install some 3D prints and we're gonna have to worry about these ridges that we're seeing on some of the other areas or that we saw on some of the other bins, as well as it does have that really nice flat clear top. Now it's not crystal clear, but it is kind of fuzzy, but you can still see through it. So I'm hoping we can work with that as is. However, while I was at Walmart, instead of buying some expensive acrylic sheets from Lowe's or Home Depot, I found some of these really inexpensive poster frames here that have thin acrylic displays. Now, I wasn't entirely sure which one was gonna fit best on this, so I got a 16 by 20, which just seems slightly too large, and we'd have to cut the acrylic down. But this 12 by 18 really does seem like a great option, and I think it was only 10 bucks for this. Also, depending on how we do this, we could end up hiding any of the cut marks in the top with the actual frame for this poster. But most importantly, this is a rather large storage bin, and it should fairly easily allow me to work with some of the larger props that I have, as well as have my Dremel in here, or potentially have my orbital sander inside this as well, and have enough room for my hands to be inserted from the sides. And speaking of where I'm gonna put my hands, I think I'm gonna end up 3D printing some ring mounts here that are gonna allow me to twist lock these in place, one on either side, that are gonna allow me to secure the gloves to the rings as well as directly to the bin. And I'll have those on one side, and on the back side of the bin, I'm gonna create some 3D printable mounts for my shop vac, as well as an entry point that should hopefully, if I can figure this out, allow a cord for my Dremel or whatever the other tool is to slide in and out of there, but still remain semi-closed. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if there were actual 3D printable files out there for what I had in my mind of how I wanted this to attach, but sure enough, I ended up finding a pair of files that were over on Printables that did exactly this. And here they are printed. I ended up printing these over on the Elegoo Centauri Carbon, and these, it's exactly what I have in mind for being able to have a hole cut in the bin, have these installed, and then twist lock in place. Now, my only challenge is that I need to be able to design my own set of these so that I can create the other mounting options. So I'm gonna jump into Tinkercad and see if I can figure this out. After bringing in my shapes and setting them to the size that I need them in, I searched for thread and then scaled it to the size that I wanted, and then used these values for my threads. I then copied the thread and set it to the side. Then align the parts and combine them to create a port opening. Using the copied thread, I set it as a hole and then increase the size by 1 millimeter because we need a little clearance. Now this is key, drag it through the object because we want it to freely screw onto the port opening. For the grips, I used the circular array shape and combined them all together, and then exported and sent it to my 3D printer. Now when it comes to getting these 3D printed, I'm printing these over on my Elegoo Centauri Carbon, which Elegoo also happens to be the sponsor of today's video. They are the makers of this incredibly fast and affordable Core XY 3D printer. I'm absolutely loving how incredibly well this 3D printer is just able to throw down basically any file that I have it print. And this printer makes it so easy to print with a variety of different materials. I'm gonna be printing these in PETG as well as PLA and that little valve opening in a flexible TPU. And Elegoo is gonna be showing off a new 3D printer, or what we can only assume is a new 3D printer, over at Rapid TCT, and I'll be there at their booth to check it out in person on April 8th. If you're interested in more information about any of Elegoo's products, you'll find links to those down below. You have no idea how excited I am about figuring out the 3D modeling process for these little twist secure devices here, and I printed so many different iterations of this to get the fit correct and to get them to actually twist on correctly. This was a little bit more challenging than I initially thought as I was explaining, but I was able to get it. And this twist mechanism is so satisfying to play around with. If anything, this would just make a really fun type of fidget device that I could end up printing and playing with. And for every one of these adapters, I also created a printable hole trace that we're gonna use on the actual bin that should make sure that we have just enough clearance when we cut this out, that the insert is able to slide in properly, but that the flange is gonna hold it in place. Then you can use your Dremel or other rotary tool with a cutoff wheel, or if you have some other kind of cutting device, like I'm gonna attempt here with this DeWalt tool, that I'm gonna cut these holes open. Also, it should go without saying, make sure you're wearing safety glasses when you're doing this, because it potentially will kick back a ton of hot plastic at you. And let's see if this fits. Oh my God, that's awesome. So here we should be able to just secure this one end just like that. So the idea here is we're gonna take our glove and put it through the center where the rings are, and then we're gonna take the very end and wrap it around the opening, and then we can take the other side, connect it together. So the glove is gonna stay in place. So this worked perfectly where I can slide my hands in here now. Unfortunately, as I was anticipating, these gloves are just gonna be too short for me to fully reach the corners or other areas of the bin here. It's just a little too nubby. Let me try this since these are so cheap. Let's try, all right, that might be a good option. This way it still keeps everything in here and my hands are completely free. Also with this, actually I kind of like this because I can just stick my hands in and then quickly pull them out and then push them back in again. Also, I'm trying to install these longer red gloves that I got off of Amazon. And the arm opening here is super wide and it's not able to stay locked around the outer ring here. So that means I either need to design larger outer rings for this to work, or I don't know, figure out another way to clamp these in place. Now we're just gonna repeat the same steps for the other accessories. Also, I just got my hands on an ultrasonic knife that I got off of Kickstarter. This is the Hand Boost. Let's test this out. That was so much cleaner and easier to cut through. Holy cow. Also, if you have stringing on any of your TPU prints, you can use fire to melt those off really quickly. Also, I'm so happy at how my little pizza shaped little device worked for the actual plugs. It, you know, it's interesting. All right, so after running a quick test with this setup, I can say that it works fairly well, as I have a whole bunch of 3D printed debris on the inside here of the container versus all over my shop, which is the whole core point of this. It also helps minimize some of the noise that comes from these power tools, so it's gonna help suppress that a little bit. But I am happy to say that you can fairly easily see through the top here that comes with this Sterilite container. However, I did wanna try testing out replacing this with that clear frame. Now, this isn't really acrylic, it's some kind of flimsy material and it's super glued in place. So all I did was measure out the inside of the frame and then trace that onto the top of the container, and then used whatever cutting tools I had to actually cut out that top, and then just use some hot glue to glue the entire frame in place. Yeah, if you wanna spend a few extra bucks, this is definitely the way to go. Being able to see clearly through this is a really nice upgrade to this. So the really great thing about the clear top is even if you get a little bit of debris on there, you can just, or dust, you can just take a rag and wipe that clean, or use a little bit of water. Definitely don't use anything like isopropyl alcohol on that to clean it, and you should be able to get it back to being fairly clear. Now, I think where this really excels is anybody that's gonna be doing sanding or Dremel work with a rotary tool, especially on your resin 3D prints. This works so incredibly well for minimizing the dust, and I actually love that I chopped off the end of the gloves and I have my hands completely free. That also means that my gloves aren't gonna get caught up in any of the rotary tools or the sanders or anything like that. The port on the side also worked flawlessly. I was able to easily slide in my Dremel, the flex shaft through the hole without any issues. I could also slide through my plugs for my sander, and all of that just fits really nicely in there. If anything, again, I think what I might end up doing the next go around, or if I decide to make another one of these, is further space out the hands so that they're as wide as possible on the side of the mounts there, so that you have just a little bit more room. Mine are a little too narrow, so I feel like my hands are kind of clamped together. But in general, if you do any kind of sanding work and you're inside and you need like a dedicated sanding spot, this is a fantastic project that you can knock out in one day, and it should cost you around $25 to buy up all of these parts, and then obviously you need to 3D print a few things. I am so incredibly happy with this because I went back before wrapping this up and added an air port here on the side that you can screw in just like the others, but I included a cap, so when you're not using a shop vac or anything like that, you can completely seal that up, which is a fantastic option here. But once it's open, it freely sucks in air, so you don't have to worry about the suction factor that I was having the issue with previously. And then I also went and redesigned the openings here for the gloves so that they would be the actual large ones. And I have to say, these elbow or full sleeve length gloves work so much better inside of this bin here, especially once you cut off the tips so that you have your fingers fully accessible, just like that other content creator had done with their original variation of this. A huge shout out to Ray and Sage for originally showing this off, where I got this whole inspiration from. If you're interested in the 3D printable files that I created for this, you'll find links to that down below. I also want to say a huge thank you to all my Patreon supporters for your continued support of me making goofy content like this right here. Hey, but let me know if you have any suggestions on what else you could do with this, or if you end up making one of these for yourself. I'd love to see it. Hey, hopefully this helps you with your upcoming sanding projects. I know I'll definitely be using it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye now. I love this type of project where I can fully work through it and sort out what issues I've run into and share those so that you don't run into those same sort of issues. By the way, if you have a jigsaw, that was by far the best option for cutting all of the holes in the bin.